21st century learning skills, it is very essential that we take blended learning. How to personalized education, which new education policy talks about, how to meet the individualized instructions, how to overcome lack of teachers, the less number of teachers, and how to be with students all 24/7. This would be required in days to come if we really want to talk about the best of education and skills to be developed in each and every student. So let me take you to the presentation and show you that what it actually means. The very concept of blended learning. It is a pedagogy of 21st century. You can say this is the strategy which would be using in 21st century if we need to keep pace with the entire world, and that's what is mentioned in our new education policy, the drastic reforms and the amazing reforms, I should say. If we really want to practice it, we have to adopt this. Blending, the name itself suggests some sort of mix. It is a mix of various strategies and methods, as I told you in the classroom teaching, and it is the mix of the new thing that is technology all over, whether it is e-resources, whether it is instructions through online classes, whether it is webinars or various other softwares which we use in the form of blogs, Wikipedia, blogs, videos, all other multimedia features, how we would integrate them. And blended learning says that it is the meaningful and purposeful mix of the two. Now you say that the blend is that of the traditional classroom teaching with that of online teaching. There are face-to-face learning experiences as well as there are online learning experiences as well. So this is a diagram which would give you the concept that teacher is there with the students in the classroom also, and students are connected online as well through various e-resources, various e-instructions and other resources. Now here in the other picture, we can see that how the blended learning gives you the best of both the worlds. It is the integration of human qualities, all human elements is there in blended learning, because it takes place in traditional classroom teaching, it takes place in our class, in our schools and colleges, and then as we integrate technology along with the human element, it becomes a wonderful blend, because whatever disadvantages were there in traditional classroom teaching are overcome by technology, and whatever disadvantages were there in technology were overcome by the human element that is present in traditional classroom teaching. We say that we need to motivate the student. There should be a rapport between the student and the teacher. We need to see each other face to face. We need to have feedback from the students, and that face to face thing does so well in the traditional teaching. We know that how fluently and smoothly we have been, practiced and accustomed to the school environment, to the college environment, and we do everything so well. So it is just a blend, and when we use technology, it gives us the mobility. Like I'm here, you are there, we are all present in real time. You are sitting at your home comfortably, maybe not in school, and after the school hours, those we want to have the skill development courses, competency based courses, some other courses or upgradation program like this, we can carry on with this. I too don't have to come to you face to face, and you too are also saved with all sort of expenditure and all other things that are involved in being there in person for such programs. So there is a lot of mobility. It is from anywhere you can do the program, from anywhere, anytime you can pursue your courses which are there in the schools, which are there in the colleges. The structure also is so fine, and it is so comfortable to what we have. It is according to our own convenience. We have smartphones, we have iPads, we have laptops, we have computer labs, and we can use all these resources to have our own blend of teaching in the schools. Then the tracking is very controlled, like attendance attendance, you just give your attendance on Google Form, or there are various apps which automatically takes your attendance in the classroom. So there's no need to maintain all that, mundane activities which used to take lots of time of teachers, making registers, doing all sort of writing, the lesson planning. You can do it electronically in a digitized form. That would save a lot of time for you. So this technology is also there. Similarly, it would do the same advantage is there for the students as well. They can, instead of taking notes, they can go to the saved video lecture of the student or the instructions shared by the school or the various resources, and can learn from them anytime with the pace they really want to learn. Some are slow learners, some are very fast learners, so all of them can learn with their own pace. Then there is self-study, those motivated students who really want to learn, the learners who really want to learn, because in new education policy, we say that we are just teaching students learning to learn. It's not that that is rote memorization. It's not the bookish knowledge only, not the factual information. We are doing very good at it. We have done very good at it. But now what we require is building our own knowledge, constructing our own knowledge. We would just, present things to the students that, okay, fine, yes, you need to do this, you have to study like this, and the rest of the things students will do on their own, because they can construct their own knowledge. So the self-study mode is there. Then there is reduced cost of everything, as we have told you, and it is global in reach. We are having in our college every week we have online sessions, we have interactions with the students of the other countries, we have interaction and learning from the professors and lecturers from all over the world. So it becomes so convenient to get connected across the globe. This is the wonderful thing which we have in blended learning. And in the schools also we can do the same. We can have, like you have invited me, you can invite your friends from the other schools teaching in various other schools, and you can have the multidisciplinary approach to whatever you teach. It would become so easy by the use of online learning, blended learning. These are the various names sometimes we use for blended learning, but the basic idea is that we blend mobile learning, we use iPod. These are the hardwares with the help of which we can really give instructions to our teachers, to our students. So it makes learning very engaging, interesting, active, because most of the time you see in the traditional classroom teaching, we are that time limit is there. Okay, fine, the first session, the first semester or half yearly examinations, you just have to cover this syllabus, and your entire concentration, my entire concentration is how to finish it off so that student can give exams. We just emphasize on the marks. It is the marks that really measure the caliber of the students, whereas we know that marks don't contribute to the extent we really assess them. There are so many other things, because student is learning, and learning a skill, developing an attitude is far more important than only to have the factual information, and this blended learning can do. It makes students so active, and you would have seen that how we are continuing all our activities online, whether it is cultural activities, whether it is assembly, whether taking the classes, or just doing any traditional activity that we have as a best practice in traditional schools. We are having all that online. So it's already a blend. It is making teaching learning active, filling teachers and the students with lots of enthusiasm, and blended learning 25% we can integrate just to start with the online components. Now, as we talk about the components, we know that there are two very important components of blended learning. This is the synchronous component and asynchronous component. Synchronous component means that being in the real time, like if we talk about digital synchronous components, it is you and me right here present. You at your place, Sir at Prayagraj, I'm at Lucknow, and you are, I can see, from different parts of India. So this is the synchronous component, where we are there, meet in real time, and just a physical distance is there, but digitally we are all together. We can learn, we can interact, and we can have the feedback as well. The synchronous thing, that is the physical part of face-to-face teaching, is face-to-face tutoring, like in the classroom. Traditionally, if we talk about synchronous component, the student is there with you, right in front of you. You have coaching classes, you have remedial classes, you have various monitoring sessions, you have workshops and conferences. Now we call them e-workshop and webinars. So these are the counterparts of these physical synchronous components. Then we have synchronous electronic component, as we are doing right now, like Zoom you have used, Google Meet we are using, there are other WebExes there, so many softwares we use according to our convenience, which are the synchronous components that takes place when all of us are together. Students are there in the classroom, teacher is there in the classroom, and as you are teaching, that is the synchronous part or synchronous component. Then there are asynchronous component as well. You would have used Google Classroom, where you just leave the instruction material after you teach or before you teach. You can post your e-resources there. You can curate. Curation means that you use e-resources which are already there. There are so many wonderful free resources, open educational resources, which would help you obtain your learning objectives, how you can really get your learning objectives. You can curate out of what is available on the web, or you can make your own resources. So this is the asynchronous component which you give to the students, and whenever students want, they can go to your contents, they can learn according to their own pace, they can complete the assignments, and you give them the sufficient time, the freedom to learn. What important is the freedom. We just don't have to burden the students with lots of books, with lots of work, if it doesn't really contribute to the learning of skills, whether it is life skills, whether it is literacy skills or other skills. Literacy skills and life skills are very important, along with the knowledge based skills, which only gives us information, how they should collaborate, how they would work together. We have resources online where they are not present in the school, but they can work